Alright, now we are gonna discuss the 10 codes. So basically, this is the 10 codes you will deal with every day when you're on duty. You also are able to locate this on Discord in a channel called PD codes. They're called the 10 codes because they all start with 10. Um, all you need to do is that you need to get comfortable with them, read them over and over and over until you are more than comfortable with that. You're not required to learn them by heart, but you should at least have access to them every time when you are playing or on duty, so you can announce yourself on a certain call out easily without any troubles. I'm gonna discuss with you some of these codes. So let's start with, for example, 10-0. 10-0 is like disappeared. So when you have visual on a suspect and all of a sudden you lost him, or he managed to get away from you, so you announce the suspect is 10-0. 10-2 is negative, just simple. If you have been asked a question or you're answering to whatever has been asked and your answer is no or negative, you just use 10-2. 10-4 is affirmative. 10-6 is busy. For example, if you are on duty and you are going to the gas station to fill some gas, or you are going for a repair, you announce yourself with your badge number as busy. So, for example, Alpha 66 show me 10-6, which means I'm now busy. 10-7 is out of service, which is basically you're not on the field. So let's say you have a meeting, you're on duty, but you have a meeting with your chief or whatsoever. So you announce yourself 10-7. 10-8 is basically you are on service, you are available for calls and to respond to backups and stuff like that. 10-9 is if you didn't understand something and you wanted to repeat it, so you just go 10-9. 10-11 is a traffic stop. When you announce 10-11, basically you need to give extra or additional infos, just like the location and the description of the car, and if you need any 32. So for example, Alpha 66 show me on an active 1011 of a black Mercedes in the military base. 32 is needed. So just as easy as that. 1013 is shots fired, pretty self-explanatory. 1015 when you arrested the suspect. When you run a vehicle plates number and it comes back stolen, so it's 1016. 1020 is the location when you ask someone for their 1020, which means what's their location. So for example, Alpha 66 to Sierra 44, what's your 1020? It means that I'm asking him for his location. Disregard is that if the suspect or the situation has been dealt with and you wanna cancel the request for backup, let's say, so 32 is disregard. 1057 is a hit and run. 1052 is requesting medical. This is pretty self-explanatory. This is basically the codes you see in front of you. What I need from you is that you get comfortable with that. You read every and each code, try to understand it. If you have problems with anything, you can always feel free to come to us, to me, Marvin Upperman, or to the chief himself. You just make sure you don't skip the chain of command. You can ask us anything you want. We can always have answers for you regarding this matter. Also, we have the code 5, the code 11. So code 5 basically is no light, no sirens. It means you're driving your car, responding to a scene. It's called also the cold response. You're responding to a scene with no lights and no sirens. Code 2 is lights but no sirens, which means you want the civilians to know you are driving toward the destination so that they give you priority to drive, but you also don't want the suspect to know that we are here, or you don't want the suspect to know how many units we have outside. Just like when you are responding to a bank robbery, you have to go code 2. Code 3 is the hot response, it's lights and sirens. Code 4 is something you announce when you are done with the scene. So let's say you are responding to a bank robbery and the situation has been taken care of. Either you arrested all the suspects or your colleagues arrested everyone, and now it's safe, everyone can go. You have the suspects in the vehicles, everyone is happy. then it should be announced on the radio as scene code 4. Code 5 is something you're gonna train for, which is the felony stop or the high risk stop. It has a specific procedure. We will go over it with you during the training, but it's a traffic stop, but a high risk one. Code 6, 10, and 11 is something we don't have yet, so disregard this one. We also have Signal 100. Signal 100 basically means halt all but emergency traffic. It's for the radio, which means if you are on the radio and you hear Signal 100 is active, so it means you shouldn't be saying anything unless it's top priority. When do we use Signal 100? We use it in scenarios where, for example, bank robbery, and we have a hostage situation, and one of our officers is negotiating with the criminals about releasing the hostage. So at this situation, Signal 100 is active because we need the traffic to be only about this situation. And by traffic, I mean the traffic and the radio. We also have code 99 right there, which is officer in distress. And whenever you hear code 99 or like 1099 in the radio, signal 100 automatically is active because officer's life or civilian's life is always top priority, just like with a hostage. As I said, just go over it, read everything in there, try to get yourself as comfortable as you can. If you want to break it down to, I don't know, groups of 10 codes or 20 codes, totally up to you. Just do your own way learning that, and once you feel comfortable, we're gonna have an assessment for you. We're gonna test you a little bit about these codes and see how comfortable you are.